Shalom Aleichem. Mishnah continues for Yud Tet Tammuz Kiddushin, chapter 2, Mishnah 10. HaMekadosh Betruma. Somebody is Mekadosh, performs a marriage using truma, the tithe given to Kohanim, the first tithe of Maasrot, or with Meiser. Now here we're talking about Meiser Rishon, given to the Levi, or Meiser Oni, given to paupers, not to the Meiser Sheni that we talked about yesterday. Uba Matanot, the gifts given to Kohanim. When somebody would slaughter an animal, they'd give the local Kohen the Zroa L'Chaim, the Keva, which is the right front leg, the cheeks, and the Keva, which was one of the many stomachs the cow has. Those were the gifts given to Kohen from any animal, not just from sacrifices. Uba Mei Hatat, with the water of the hatat, the para aduma purification water, uba efer hatat, or the ashes from the para aduma that are used to make this purification water, harezu mikudeshet, that is actually a valid kiddushin. Va'afilu Yisrael, even if it's a Yisrael, meaning not a Kohen, doing this. Now, that's strange because only Kohanim are entitled to the truma and the matanot here, and the Leviim to the Meiser Sheni, the Meiser Rishon. The Meiser Sheni is for everyone as long as you take it to Yerushalayim. So what's with this Yisrael? So it turns out his grandfather was a Kohen, and his mother was the daughter of a Kohen who married a Yisrael. So he's a regular Yisrael, but his grandfather passed away, and part of the inheritance that he gets from grandpa is actually truma. So he can't eat it, he's not a Kohen, but he can sell it to Kohanim, so it does have financial value to him. And the Mefarshim explain, it's really interesting, the cases of mei hatat, efer hatat, these are not things that really have value. You can't charge money to sprinkle the mei hatat to purify someone. The para aduma was very expensive. Our sages bought a para aduma for a great fortune of money once, but the actual ashes thereof, it's part of the ritual process. You don't really have value of it. So really, our sages explain, the Gemara, it really means the money for schlepping it. If you have to carry the mei hatat, you have to be very careful it doesn't become tameh. You can only carry it in certain ways. So the schar, the payment someone would get for schlepping that, or the ashes to prepare the potion, but not the potion itself or the sprinkling itself. Now on to Perek Gimel, chapter 3. Omer lechavero. A man wants to get married. He says to his friend, he makes a shaliach, he makes an agent to effect Kiddushin. He says, say, go out, Kiddush li isha plonit. Go to Lakewood and please get me Rachel Schwartz. Here's the money. Halach, and the agent goes with Kid Shela Atzma. And he himself, the agent, marries this Rachel Schwartz, Mikudeshet. That is a valid marriage to the agents. The agent can change his mind and throw off the yoke of his agency and marry this girl himself. Now, he's not supposed to do that. It's minhag ramaut. It's tricksterish. It's not good. But legally, it's a binding marriage. V'ken, also ha'omer le'isha, a man says to a wife, Harei ot mikudeshet li, you're married to me la'achar shloshim yom, effective in 30 days from now. Uva'acher, and a second man comes, v'kidsha b'torch shloshim, and on day 15, gives her a Kiddushin now with no time limit, no condition, no qualification, mikudeshet l'sheni. She is fully married to the second man, even though he's sort of jumping the gun because the first man was obviously interested in marrying her in 30 days. And if it's Bat Yisrael the Kohen, if it's the daughter of a regular Jewish man marrying a Kohen, Toho Betruma. The second man's a Kohen, she's now the wife of a Kohen, so Mrs. Cohen's entitled to eat Truma. Now the Mishnah brings a variation on this case. Me'achshav, starting from now, and we saw this wording by conditions on Gittin too, L'achar shloshim yom, so he's saying from now and after 30 days, the marriage will be effective. Uva'acher, and then a second man comes, v'kidsha b'toch shloshim yom, gives her Kiddushin on day 15, mikudeshet ve'ena mikudeshet. Now, she's married and not married. Well, she's married to somebody, but the problem is, we don't know if she's married to the first one or the second one, because after all, the first one said me'achshav, starting now, but he also said la'achar shloshim yom. He also said after 30 days. So maybe he meant, let's get married as of right now, but I have to go on this business trip and I'll be back in 30 days. But if I'm not back in 30 days, God forbid, I don't want you to be stuck being an iguna and married and, yibum, chalitza issues. So only if I get back, then we're really married. Maybe that's what he meant. And then if he comes back at day 30, they're actually really married from day 1. But maybe he meant the second statement as a retraction. He's saying, Ma'achshav, let's get married today. Let's go right now. Let's go run off to Vegas and get married. And then he sort of has cold feet for a second. He says, let me get you a ring and we'll get a hall and let's do it later, So since we don't know exactly the legal effectiveness of the condition the first man put on this Kiddushin, then the second guy might have actually done a valid Kiddushin. We don't know who she's married to. She's going to need a get from both of these guys. Bat Yisrael, a Cohen. If she's a regular Jewish girl and one of them is a Cohen, Bat Cohen Yisrael, or her father's a Cohen, and these guys are Yisraelim, Lo Tochel B'Truma. Now, she can't eat Truma because, after all, we don't know if she's actually married to the Cohen, or she might be married to Yisrael and can no longer eat Truma through her father, the Cohen. I think the musar here is don't get married until you're really, really sure you're ready to get married, and then when you're really sure, go for it, go all in, don't wait. Yashar kochachem, tizku l'mitzvot.